film with friends, missing VHS videotape repeating.
All right, here we go, guys. Welcome back. I got a huge, ridiculously huge haul today. This is stuff I accumulated all last weekend. I left sitting there at work in like 4 separate boxes. I was waiting for like a 50% off media day to go in and get everything 50% off plus my discount, but my manager came in and I was like, hey man, I got 4 boxes of stuff. I was like, go through it. It's like, give me a price. It'll walk out of here today. So he counted everything up, gave me a price. He went home with me. It's funny how things work out serendipitously too. About the day before that, this is Sunday that this happens, Monday right now. On Saturday, my friend Jonathan at Bose messaged me saying his auxiliary cord in his car wasn't working anymore. So he's going to have to roll old school with CDs, and asked if I could keep my eye out for a Case Logic binder to put his CDs in for when he drives. And what came in the very next day? Boom, one of these. So I got that from my buddy Jonathan at Bose. I'm going to try and burn through this quick. So here we go. Got one CD. We got Prince. Prince and the, it says Revolution, Around the World in a Day. That's the only CD I got. Let me get some more light on. Hold on. I don't know if that helped or not. All right. This unopened promo copy of The Purge election year. Lady and the Tramp, Blu-ray, DVD and digital. Fifth Element, 4K. Pinocchio, Blu-ray, DVD, digital. Slapshot, hilarious movie, Blu-ray. Toy Story 4, Blu-ray. Wonder Woman, Blu-ray. Pacific Rim, Blu-ray, DVD. That's the Blu-ray haul. I'm going to try and burn through this, man. It's going to take a minute. It's a cool edition of Schindler's List, which I couldn't get the half-price book sticker off there, even though I got this from City Thrift. Schindler's List DVD, X2 X-Men United widescreen, unopened. Original X-Men DVD. The Gods Must Be Crazy, unopened. Criterion Collection Seven Samurai. This was Criterion number 2 as far as the DVD releases go. That's crazy. I used to have that when I had like 400 Criterions years ago. Short Circuit, unopened. 2 disc of Tron. I used to have this too before I parted out all my discs. Underworld Evolution. And I have gone through before I bought everything, made sure and verified that there's discs in all these, and that'll be part of a story I tell here in a minute. Charlie Wilson's War, fantastic movie, a great script. This is Spinal Tap. Ancient Civilizations, 6 discs, 9 hours. This is from Questar, who we've seen some VHS from them before on the channel. Robert Altman presents 6-film anthology Gun. Never heard of this, but it looked interesting. So I don't know if I'll start doing individual DVD things, but it's unopened. Clint Eastwood collection, Fistful of Dollars for a few dollars more. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Hang 'em High from Best Buy, unopened. Underworld widescreen. There was a lot more that I would have gotten, but they were full frame, so I didn't get those. Gone Girl. I believe that's DVD. Yeah. The Color Purple, unopened. Just One of the Guys. The First Purge promo, unopened. Ted 2 unrated. These next three are pretty sweet. Extended edition of Dune, like a steel-ish book DVD. 10th anniversary of Reservoir Dogs special edition pink, Mr. Pink version. This is the one that I had before I parted out all my discs. And then I got the Mr. Brown special edition, the autographed one. When these came out, there's 5 different versions. I'll tell this story real quick. There was a yellow, a pink, a white, and orange version. And the Mr. Brown version was the hardest one to find. This is the one that has like the least amount made. So I got both those. So eventually I'll probably go through and try and find the other 3 just to have the completed collection just for the hell of it. We're about halfway through the DVDs. Major League. 2-disc special edition Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. That's what the second one. Bowfinger, an underrated comedy, widescreen. Original Batman, 1989. Star Trek II Wrath of Khan Director's Edition, 2-disc. Batman Returns, 2-disc special edition. Man of Steel, 2-disc special edition. And a majority of these all came from one dude. Ready Player One, he turned in a box of like over 100 DVDs. And I took most of them. Widescreen edition Constantine. Extended cut We're the Millers. Transformers Dark of the Moon. That's number 3, I believe. Enemy at the Gates. Transformers Age of Extinction. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Elysium. Not a fan of these, but my brother is. Boondock Saints, which I used to own, or I probably still do, just have it parted out. Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day. When I say parted out, what I meant is about 2010, 2011. I went through it, took out all my discs, tossed all the cases. I have all my DVDs. Majority of my DVDs, like 99%, are just in binders. If I didn't, it used to be the same way back in the day too, where you could take a whole bunch of DVDs, you can go through Amazon and do this select thing where you can send them in, and you print off a mailings package and you just ship it into Amazon. They give you store credit. So a good 100 or 200 DVDs of mine ended up being shipped into Amazon, and I got credit on Amazon for it, and then the rest of them I parted out. Again, that story will come into play here in a minute. Widescreen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Zoolander. Star Trek First Contact Special Collector's Edition widescreen 2-disc. I think this is the original Transformers. Like a special exclusive 2-disc DVD set. I think that's original. I don't know. Armageddon. Double feature V for Vendetta and Watchmen. Guardians of the Galaxy. The Fifth Element. Spaceballs. Iron Man. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Star Wars Attack of the Clones. Star Wars A New Hope. John Wick 2. Austin Powers 3 film collection. Deadpool. Deadpool 2. The Sixth Sense. Balls of Fury. John Wick. The X-Men Experience Collection, X-Men First Class, X-Men, X-Men X2, and X-Men 3 The Last Stand. X-Men Days of Future Past. The guy who had like the 100 discs was pretty much all superhero stuff. And final stack. Friday. This is the only way to get a digital version of the original cut, the theatrical cut. I'm pretty sure the Blu-ray is only the extended edition, for what I recall. Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Monty Python the Holy Grail, Nuns on the Run, Paul Unrated, Cruel Intentions 2, I, Frankenstein, Avengers, Terminator Rise of the Machines, and Terminator Salvation, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, the original Red Dawn, Mad Max Fury Road, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. So I'm going to rebuild my Plex account. I'm going to use DVDs as sources and not use Blu-ray anymore because it's taking up too much space. But that's the DVDs for the most part. And a couple months ago, I found a copy of The Big Metal 10 of the Pacific, the HBO miniseries, and made me want to recollect Band of Brothers because I had the Band of Brothers 10 set, like the steel case, but years ago I took all the discs out and tossed the case, and I regretted it. But what happened to come in today, or the other day, was Band of Brothers Steel 10. What's funny about this is no discs. So I have the discs and I have an empty 10. Solves itself. So, okay. So yeah, so that is the DVD collection. Moving on to VHS, we have Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice from A&E Home Video. That's what, 6 tapes. Great National Parks from Reader's Digests. Mount Rainier and Olympic, Grand Teton and Glacier, Bryce Canyon and Zion. Got some weird VHS today. Got some good stuff too. Golfsmith, Golf Club Fitting, unopened. Chinese Connection. CBS Fox Video version, Fists of Fury. CBS Fox Video, Michael Jordan Airtime. Fox 20th Century Fox Video Selections, Return of the Dragon. Unopened Elvis Jailhouse Rock MGM UA. Suggested retail price $19.95. Unopened. 2 unopened Polaroid Supercolor video cassette blanks, T120s. Edinburgh, Military Tattoo, 1992. Exploring Chester. Welcome to Thailand. Warner Brothers hits Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. The Secrets of Putting. Golfsmith Golf Club Assembly, unopened. The Little Green Video. Harvey Pennick's Little Green Video, unopened. The Music Man, Warner Home Video. Return of the Street Fighter. A second copy of The Way We Were, RCA, Columbia, TriStar, whichever. Gorgo and Godzilla, Fantastic Dinosaurs of the Movies, unopened. from Good Times. Bill Bryson, Notes from a Small Island, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, 20th Century Fox Selections, There's Something About Mary, which may be a double, I don't recall. This old, what's this, Monarch home video version of It's a Wonderful Life, Compliments of Celdane Terfenadine tablets. Elvis, 68 comeback special. Elvis Presley, Frankie and Johnny, MGM home video. And this cool Audrey Hepburn box set has Sabrina, Roman Holiday, and Breakfast at Tiffany's, except Roman Holiday is missing. There's no tape in that one. But I'm pretty certain I could find another one of those and just replace it. So that is the VHS. So if you're uninterested in books, you can go ahead and turn it off here. But I'm going to have some books coming here real quick. So when it comes to books, I just like interesting things. I like hardbounds, hardcovers. So we have Early Asimov, The Topeka School by Ben Lerner. I'm not sure, I don't know anything about this. It's just I'm from Topeka. I was born in Topeka. If it's presumably the same Topeka, I don't know of any others. The Goldfinch. This is a book I thought my daughter would be interested in. I think she has a paperback of it, but I got that. Encyclopedia Blazertanica, Roger Bennett and Michael Davies. I guess his Men in Blazers is a podcast I know nothing about, but there's two things related to this that came in. Mario Puzo's Omerta. Reborn in the USA, Roger Bennett. This goes along with the Men in Blazers thing. The Girl Who Played with Fire. The Visible Man. I guess I should say Stieg Larsson, part of the Millennium Trilogy. The Visible Man, Chuck Klosterman. Heroes of the Frontier by Dave Eggers. Garrison Keillor and Jenny Lind Nilsson, The Sandy Bottom Orchestra. Five Families, The Rise, Decline, and Resurgence of America's Most Powerful Mafia Empires by Selwyn Robb. The Hogwarts Library. This has Tales of Beetle the Bard, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and Quidditch Through the Ages. This thing was like $50, $70, something like that when it first came out. The Complete Oscar Wilde. Say Nothing, The True Story of Murder and Memory in Northern Ireland by Patrick Radden Keefe. Charlie Chan, 5 Complete Novels by Earl Durr Biggers. This is like a Reader's Digest, something like abridged. Or is it unabridged? Yeah. I got one of these of Raymond Chandler from one of my last hauls. Almost done. Herman Wouk, or Voke, perhaps. War and Remembrance, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Official and Confidential, The Secret Life of J. Edgar Hoover's by somebody named Summers. Anthony Summers. This cool edition of Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom, who I think this is missing its dust jacket, unless it's supposed to be like that. I'm not quite sure. A Lisbeth Salander novel, The Girl in the Spider's Web by David Langerkrantz, which is like a follow-up to the Millennium Trilogy. Hello Charlie, Letters from a Serial Killer, Charlie Hess and David Davin C. Intern by Dr. X. That just seemed interesting. All right, last stack. Now these ones are like weird children's books that for some reason I have some sort of weird nostalgic connection to these. I either used to have a couple of these when I was a kid or I just remember them from elementary school. But they're the Great Illustrated Classics Turtlebacks. If you're my age or older, you might remember some of these. Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Mark Twain. The Time Machine, H.G. Wells. Frankenstein, Mary Shelley. A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens. These I just thought they'd be good for if I have grandkids or my nieces and nephews will probably have kids and all that, so it'll be kind of cool to have those laying around when I'm older. I swear I either had these or I just remember having a whole bunch of these or seeing a bunch of these somewhere, so it must have been elementary school. Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson. Moby Dick, Herman Melville. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Jules Verne. Around the World in 80 Days, Jules Verne. Running Out of Light. The Swiss Family Robinson, Johann Wyss. Three Musketeers, Alexandre Dumas. Oliver Twist, Charles Dickens. The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood, Howard Pyle. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Robert Louis Stevenson. And lastly, and finally, it's sort of done, David Copperfield, Charles Dickens. I also got another one of these that's black. Because I'm not going to replace that because this wood grain doesn't match this wood grain. But the black would match what I have down here. So I'm going to swap that out with a new one. So this is it. Probably the biggest haul I'll ever do at once. Let's hope. So the final tally. One of these. A Case Logic. 1 CD. 38 books. 76 DVDs. 8 Blu-rays. 38 VHS. So grand total, not really counting that or the Case Logic, 161 things. I paid $111. So everything you're looking at cost 67 cents a piece. $0.67 a piece. Now we get to box it back up and move it to storage. So some of the VHSs we'll see in future videos, future inspection videos. I don't think anybody's interested in DVD inspection videos. Maybe we'll start looking at books someday. I'm not sure. But let me know. That's probably the biggest haul I will ever do at once. And if it's not, then I'm crazy. There's a lot to go through. If you made it all the way through the video, be sure to leave a like and a comment. Appreciate it. Leave all your thoughts on anything I showed you today. It was a crazy weekend. 67 cents a piece. Alright guys, thanks for watching.